Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today the League of Ordinary Gentlemen proudly bring to you the Fantasy Football 5. Introducing Balls to the Wall, Bryan Roberts. Quick wit, slow feet, Ryan Roberts. Coach Jake Root. And JT, the commish.
Nothing for Baylor.
And Bayla, go get that ball. She's a dog.
Go get that ball.
Happy early Halloween.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Is you going to dress up?
So is this All Hallows Eve?
Today's the day before Halloween.
It's the eve of Halloween.
Yeah, but All Hallows Eve is Halloween.
So, yeah. That's what I was getting at.
Because Saints Day is November the 1st.
Unless you live in New Orleans. It's every Sunday from August to end of December.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. New Orleans.
They play Tampa Bay this week.
They do.
I didn't even have to do anything that time.
You know, I don't know how I missed that.
To me, the New Orleans Who Dat is bad enough. Like, that's dumb enough. But Cincinnati with the Who Day.
They have a Who Day?
Yeah, that's
I didn't know that.
And it makes me think of the Water Boy every time.
That's Who Day.
That's what it is.
Because I remember when the Saints were undefeated and somebody beat them like week 14 or week 15, like 6 or 7 years ago, and they said, who dat, we dat, and ESPN went crazy. And I'm like,
They answered it.
they answered the question. It's rhetorical.
What do you think's more iconic? Who Dat for the Saints or
Or All That from Nickelodeon.
All that.
All That?
Is that the one with Kenan and Kel?
Yeah.
That was good.
That was a good one.
Orange soda.
Amanda Bonds.
Yes.
That
And-
big girl.
What was I getting?
Big girl.
I forgot what I was saying.
Look, I'm not touching any of that this week.
Oh,
Big girl. Body shaming, huh?
You proud of me?
what's more iconic, that or the Bears?
Oh, see, that's more Saturday Night Live.
See, I think Who Dat is more iconic, but the accent when you say, the Bears, I like that.
Yeah, because that especially when it comes to playoff time, they'll have like fans like on the street. They'll all be pretty much repeating the same thing over and over. I don't know. Made me think.
So who's got the best slogan or catchphase of any NFL team?
I can only think of the three.
The Detroit Lions.
Oh well, hold on, you got.
We suck again.
Yeah.
You got to keep pounding.
Yeah, but that's still new. And for some reason, the NFL never wants to
It's not new to
acknowledge it.
I like
Because we were keep pounding for like 3 years, and then we get the hat that says 2 states, 1 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I like Bill's Mafia.
Bill's Mafia.
They're the craziest.
Nobody circles the wagons
Oh,
like
the Buffalo Bills. I do like that.
Mhm.
I can't think of any more. Like off the top of my head.
There's a bunch
The
of
Chargers is bolt up, and I can't stand
Bolt
it.
up?
Bolt
The
up.
dumbest
It's
thing.
so
That is
stupid.
California.
That's fair. I can't argue
Well,
with
the
that.
Eagles is Fly Eagles Fly, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And they got their own song, though.
The Jets is probably the most iconic. Jets, Jets.
So they just spelled their team name?
They
But
kind of keep
correctly.
reminding themselves.
Correctly.
Quite the accomplishment.
They've got to keep themselves
Especially
entertained because
from
the
New York.
football team's not doing it for them.
trying to think.
What's the Steelers?
Go, Steelers, go.
Black and yellow,
What the
black and
hell
yellow.
was that?
Yeah, Wiz
It's a user.
Khalifa. That might be.
Who?
Wiz Khalifa. You ever heard of him?
She the one on the View.
Uh-huh, you know what it is.
Is that what you did there?
I think that's Raven
Nice.
Simone.
I was
From
going
That's
Whoopi Goldberg.
Raven.
How much do you watch The View, big guy? Well, you know the cast.
I mean,
Joy Behar, that's who it is.
I love a good
Who was the
fiction.
guy we used to go up from Greensboro get our hair cut? Nick.
Yeah.
And
I
every
still
time,
do.
every time I went in there, he always had The View playing. And I was like, "You got cable?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "And this is what you choose to watch?" He goes, "There's always some interesting stuff on here, man."
Craziest of bitches.
How does that relate to week 8? No clue.
Because week 8's going to be crazy, bitch.
It's Halloween.
Well, before we get to week 8, let's see how we did in week 7.
Look how you did that. Impressive.
No big deal. All right, so Ryan, what we got for week 7?
Me? We matched up with other people in the league, and the first one was the Jake and the Andrew played each other.
Jake and the Andrew. All right, so let's take a look at turd sandwiches and handicap wheelchair. Baba Booey, Andrew Ransdale. All right. Original projection was 128 to 104 in favor of Jake, and Jake outscored his projection by 53.
Look at math.
Subtly.
And Andrew outperformed his projection too by 12. But 185 to 116 is the final. Is that not 53?
No, he's trying to figure out.
Is that not 53?
I think it's 57.
It is 57. All right.
How dare you?
I'm not good with
ballpark
calculation.
and be off
Heinz
4.
57
That's why we
sauce. It
teach
was
history.
right.
I'm not good with calculation.
It's conceptual. It was around this time period. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing very little math.
You get more of like a general time frame.
We'll give you like the golden age or the gilded age. Just a time
Really
period.
holiday. Yeah. I like that.
I'm sorry
Beat
you
him
were
by a
off
lot.
before, and now we're having to just go off the rails over it.
Yeah, we are. Jake, your lowest
Jeez.
scoring player was 9.3 according to Sutton. Everybody else is really good.
Sucks.
Everybody else is really good, especially Stafford and Cup.
That's back-to-back weeks of them going over 60 combined.
Cool. Go.
Because remember, Scorp caught it the
2
week
weeks ago,
before, and I think it was like Stafford might have been around the same, and Cup was like 29, and this week they both put up over 30. So that helps fantasy a lot.
Best offense in football.
Well, best connection right now in football.
I mean, Daryl Henderson's really good too.
Is it the best team in football?
I predicted before the season, but I still don't think so.
Who you got?
I still think the Bills. But
Nobody circles the
defense.
wax.
your Tennessee pick
Talk about
is
my
starting to
Yeah,
come together.
AJ Brown,
Right
speaking
now.
of that, Titans, he finally looked like the guy who was supposed to be drafted where I drafted.
Started running play action, letting him get open down the field, and he does good stuff with
So,
football.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
I think the one I'm most excited about out of the whole lineup, like Johnson, that was kind of a nice pickup.
I know who it is. Kyle Pitts.
Yes.
He doesn't play tight end, but he's in your tight end
Yes.
slot.
Yes, Kyle Pitts, dude. He's like, he might be, outside of Travis Kelce, the best tight end to have, for the rest of the season.
I think we need to move out of the tight end spot.
Yeah, they asked him if you had a dynasty league start
Kyle Pitts.
today, would you draft him over Travis Kelce?
Dude, remember 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
When
No, I was contemplating
they're gonna
benching.
figure this out.
It was a
Kyle
simpler
Pitts.
time.
It was.
Yeah,
I'll
you
be
know what
honest.
they did? He's like, hey, let's just stop putting him at tight end. Let's just put him at slot receiver and outside. And it works.
He could be the next Gavin Johnson. I know it's a stretch, it's just but he's got that.
Bold
opportunity.
prediction.
Brian said
We're talking about years.
All right, well, Ryan saves every
I'm not
notebook
even
that
gonna
he's
be
ever
around
written.
whenever I find out.
How many of y'all like freak out really quick on people
Me.
when you start
Oh.
contemplating?
I thought he was done. Finish the question.
Like, and you just like, man, I drafted him to be this, and they're clearly not that, and you almost like want to. I was never going to drop him, but thought about trying to trade him or pick him another tight end and put him on the bench. Like, I feel like sometimes we give up on people pretty quick. Even like AJ Brown, like he
Even in
sucked.
life.
But he sucked at the beginning of the year. Like he wasn't getting play action. I guess the hamstring was bothering him more. But this is back-to-back years of slow starts for him.
For AJ Brown?
Yeah. And then like Kyle Pitts, rookie, kind of adjusting to the speed of the game, I guess is sometimes what they say, or the offensive play calling, the system. But
They don't know how to use him because he's not like any other tight ends
No,
in
it's
the
not.
league.
Mine has always been Julio Jones.
explain.
Julio has 4 big weeks a year, and the rest of them are mediocre.
That is the conversation we had about Derrick Henry about 3 years ago. That
Mhm.
he is
he
not
must have
that
hurt us.
good. And then like the last 3 weeks of the season, he goes for like 203. So his season-ending stats look fantastic, but he's not consistent. And then last year when JT drafted him, it actually worked out. He was good the entire season. And then this year,
Montgomery was the same thing last year. The majority of his
Gentry?
season. Huh? I'll be clear.
Country music reference.
All right.
You only got Montgomery now.
Jonathan Taylor did the same thing. Like he was mediocre the whole year, and then
Yeah,
last like 5 weeks went the crap off. Like,
Well, that's a rookie situation.
yeah, but that's what I'm getting at.
With
It's like
Taylor and Montgomery.
rookies sometimes they make you contemplate what you did. Like you drafted them expecting them to be something,
He's
and then
deep this
well,
week.
they're not, and you get like freaking out, like, oh my god, I drafted this guy to be my stud running back, and he's not getting the ball. Like he doesn't look good, and then they finally figure it out. Are you patient enough to like not get rid of
You just need to go to Jake for advice this week. He's going to make it all football related. My parents won't stop fighting.
him?
Man, it's like when Brady and Belichick was going at
You know,
Sometimes you both can find success by just going different ways.
just do your job. Do it well. It'll all work out in this relationship. She stays in the kitchen. I go out in the fields. And we just get to work.
Where's the rhyme from last week?
Yeah.
He's still
I'm disappointed in our
I'm
podcast.
disappointed in our podcast.
Let's
No,
start over. I'm just picking.
Have we even started the podcast yet? When's
Yeah.
it going to start?
We do our podcast.
we do a podcast.
I thought we just sat around the rant table and had a little chat.
Red City had a pretty good week from several players. Rogers outscored his projection. Godwin outscored his. Marquise Brown, Eli Mitchell, Tunyon.
Good to see Mitchell kind of get back on track.
Yeah, he did. But he also had some guys that kind of fell flat, like Odell, Marquez Callaway, which was going to be a risky, choice.
That was a dart throw. Yeah.
What's the chances
And in
that
Chicago.
Odell gets traded before Tuesday?
Hmm.
Not in our league.
I don't
in
know.
the NFL.
Because he said both his shoulders are jacked up.
He's injured and he's basically damaged goods at
Yeah.
this point.
And he
Like,
also
really
said
is.
he's not getting surgery till after the season. So whatever injury he's got right now, he's going to be dealing with till after the season.
So you don't think Packers or somebody that wants to
If I was
take the
doing that,
chance.
I'd go get Allen Robinson before I'd get him because he's just a good player on a bad
You're
team.
saying that
Packers
because
ain't
you
gonna
got
trade
Allen
for him.
Robinson.
Or Brandon Cooks. I want to throw his name out there.
Yeah, but just surprising on both of y'all's fans.
Packers just beat the
I'm just talking
Cardinals
about
with a practice
receivers that are
squad.
still good and have had good seasons. They're just Odell hasn't been good
like
since he left New
Odell.
York.
I feel like Odell uses his name more than his production.
I think Odell is still living on a stinking touchdown reception.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean, his first 2 or 3 years in the league, he was dominant.
Stud.
Yeah.
All right, question. How many receptions do you think Odell Beckham has this season?
Receptions.
Can't-
16.
I was going a little bit higher.
I don't know how many.
Yeah,
games.
I don't know
was
if
gonna
it's
say
that because he's
27,
only had 3 games
27,
of
28.
production. Dude, I'm going to go lower than Ryan. I'll go 9.
One of you has it exactly correct.
I think he said it, one of us has it exactly correct. So one of us is right.
Is it Brian Roberts?
It is
It's not.
Ryan Robertson.
10?
16.
16.
He does. For how many yards?
You tell me.
One of y'all got to take this one.
187.
245.
214.
I don't even think it's put up 200 yards.
Dadgummit,
What is that number?
250.
One of you is closer than anybody else.
Is it?
It's Ryan Robertson.
What's his stat line?
16 receptions, 226 yards. He is the 228th ranked player in fantasy.
He's
Are you looking at the full rankings?
No.
Can you look at the full rankings? Just like go way
And
on
tell
down
you
there?
what,
See who surprised you the most. Like just randomly stop.
Mike Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Towards the bottom.
Oh, like
Somebody was
bad
supposed to be
surprise.
good, yeah.
Oh, yeah, bad surprise.
I think I brought up one.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Where's he rated?
I don't
Let's
think
see.
I think it says
What's last?
What's NR stand for?
We're just looking at receivers or all positions.
Yeah.
Either way.
Okay.
You're driving this ship.
Let's see. All players. I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna go to like page. I don't know. I'm gonna go a couple pages.
This is
All right.
riveting.
This is riveting. All right. One that surprised me.
I like
Brian.
that shirt.
Maybe.
I don't like it hot.
I don't know. Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe Mike Davis, and that's kind of a surprise because now he's kind of
Even Mike Davis is surprised about that.
relegated
Mike
to backup duty.
Mike
He's a
Davis
free
is-
agent in our league.
Yeah, I was about to say he's been dropped.
I mean, Julio's
I
banged
waited
up all
as long
year.
as I could.
Oh,
I had to
yeah.
make sure Patterson was going to keep holding the trend.
I think the Falcons.
Even if he gets more carries, I don't know how fantasy
Well, that's the
valuable
thing.
he
For a
is.
while, he was still getting more carries, but it was close. It was
Yeah.
like 51-49. But Patterson was just,
Well, then I feel like
Yeah,
you'd have
okay,
2
no.
James Connors on your team.
right.
Like,
And,
Why are we bringing up James Conner?
because he keeps getting touchdowns.
He got 5. Well, I know we're not. We'll talk about week 8.
Yeah.
I made you veer off enough.
Yeah.
Ryan's so angry. I wish I could see his
He's
face.
so mad.
All right, let's go back to their matchup.
So
You're good.
Jake's good.
Yep.
And
11.9 is his second worst point total.
yeah, he's got 2 above 30. He's got 4 total above 20.
Your worst player from last week outscored my quarterback from this week.
Same here.
Andrew's got a really good team. He's just got.
He's so
He's
injured.
hurt, man.
Dude,
He's just
look
hurt.
at just like IRQQ.
He played
Al-
less. Yeah, he played
Q.
less Cleveland players.
One of them got a new dog,
Who did?
Wilson.
Oh, pup. Get it. Okay, got it now. Yeah, his team's banged up. He gets Chubb back this week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Only other thing he could have done to make this a closer matchup is throw Gaskin in there.
And trade
Over
for everybody
Callaway.
else's.
Before he
Best
picked
player.
up Callaway this week, right? This week or last week?
He picked up who?
He picked
Wait,
up
wait,
Callaway.
can we play a game? Can we play a game?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Who's the number 2 wide receiver?
In the league?
Yeah, right now.
Fantasy?
Because Cubs first. 2 seconds. Go to see what Henry did last week.
Hunter Henry or Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
I still
Yeah,
think
we-
is it Devontae or Debo?
Actually, I think it might be Jamar.
It might be Chase.
Be.
Oh,
Oh,
it might
I
be.
got it
Yeah,
right.
he went the heck off.
Oh, man. All right. Hold on. Man, I'm screwing this thing.
Who's the number 1 quarterback?
Brady.
Brady. It
Fantasy
wasn't-
quarterback.
I think
Jake, go to Brady's points.
Jamar Chase is number 2.
Jamar Chase is number 2.
Number
All right. You're at Henry.
Yeah.
You're staying on the main. You're staying with. Go back to their matchup.
A lot of moving pieces here.
Because I'm going to
And
say
nobody knows what's going on.
if
the
you
table,
give
including
Andrew
Bryan.
if you give Andrew the number 1 quarterback was Brady, right? And he put up how much last week?
Oh, you're talking about just a week, not the season.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. Well, then I don't know.
You're not giving
Then
specific
you're-
instructions.
You're not.
All right. Who was the highest scoring quarterback last week?
Last week or for the season?
Last week.
Tua.
Tua.
Yeah, I went against him.
So you give Andrew. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
He likes Tua.
All right. Who was the highest scoring running back last week?
Not Henry. I think it might have been somebody else that Broach had last
Kamara
Not on
was-
Jake's team.
week. Oh, yeah.
Kamara.
Winning is
Kamara
him last week.
All right. And the highest scoring wide receiver
I don't know who Broach
Cooper
had.
Kupp.
outside of Cooper.
Who did Broach have?
No, it was Jamar was first.
Okay.
Chase had 35 and Cooper.
All
Cooper
right.
Kupp.
Chase had 35.
Uh-huh.
Chase had 35?
Okay. And
So you're probably
what
gonna
did
ask
Kamara
Teddy.
have?
Golly, I just went through our position. I had a really good week.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Kamara had 28.9.
I was like number 2 in all the week stuff.
And highest scoring quarterback Tua had.
34.
34.54.
All right, so that's 98.
You got a good defense.
So if you take out,
Does anybody know what this thought experiment
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to get it. So take out Rogers 30.
you take out Rogers 30.
You take out Odell's 3.3, so that's 30.3.
Are you just replacing trying to put the best team possible, see if you can beat Jake? Is that what this thing is?
And take out Marquez or hold on, you said running back.
Uh-huh.
Take out McKissick, which is 7.6.
67. So you had 30 points. You had 30 points to Andrew's team
So he lost to Jake.
Because Jake had a really good week.
I did.
by a big margin still.
Oh yeah, we know.
That is insane.
I had 2 of the top 5 wide receivers because Kupp was second with 32, Mike Evans 28, and then AJ at 23. Tight end was second behind CJ, who had 22. Kyle Pitts had 19.8. Quarterback was second with Stafford, who was a point behind Tua. And then I think even defense did pretty good.
Yeah, you got 15 on defense.
Yeah.
You jerk.
And me and Sperry were talking about it. The points leader has changed, I think, each week over the past 3 or 4 weeks. And when I first looked at it, Jake was like 4th in points. Now I think he's running
Yeah,
away with it.
he's putting up big numbers every week. All right.
Yeah, big number boy.
Ooh. Well, that takes Jake to 4-3 and in third, and it keeps Andrew at 9th place at 2-5. All right, let's check out our next matchup. Ryan,
Yes.
next matchup.
Broach Ryan.
Broach Ryan. Team Mike Williams projected at 129 versus the Fantasy Phenoms projected at 134. Final 170, 124. Team Mike Williams.
Good job, Team Mike Williams.
And Mike Williams didn't even play.
It was just team last week.
It was just team last week.
Hard to do that from the bye week.
We talked about Tua. He was the leading QB last week with 34.
You like Tua.
I do, and I was under on his projection.
And Tua likes Gesicki.
He does. He threw one touchdown to Gesicki, not two.
You went very specific on your
I did.
bold prediction. You
I'll
said
continue to do it.
Tua, 3 passing touchdowns,
Threw 4.
2 to Gesicki,
Threw 1.
around 270 passing yards.
Threw 291.
That's around 270. I'll give you that.
Okay. You said you'd give me to 280.
Well, you basically.
250 to 280. That's
I think
I've
you
got the
set the
squiggly.
baseline and over. The only one you really missed was Gesicki.
Well, she
Everything
scored
else-
one.
She
I
scored
think.
a touchdown.
Yeah, no, I didn't say it, but technically, you said two, so
Yeah.
you're
For the
right.
record, I played that little snippet from last week
Snippet.
for my parents last Sunday night. And we started counting how many times you said Tua during that little stretch there.
How many was it?
You want to take a guess?
20.
Somebody
it's
at
less
the
than
table's got exactly right.
12.
It's close. That's close.
It's between 10 and
11.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I told you I liked him last week.
Yeah.
I mean,
If he drops him, you picking him up?
He is dropped.
he did drop
You picking him up?
him. Nah,
He's got.
I got to roll with
He
my
got-
Mahomes.
You can't use that out to pick up Mahomes.
He had a game
He's
not-
turn around.
I
He
know.
had a game like that, and then his head coach had to come out this week and say, "Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
stick with Tua for the rest of the season." Like, dude, just threw 4 touchdown passes.
I know. Look good.
I think it's just
I-
the I think
I-
it's the Deshaun Watson.
To touch the Watson thing real quick, no pun intended.
I saw that.
I don't think he's getting traded.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I think Houston is like shooting himself in the foot here because they could have got at least one, maybe
They are
2
holding
first round.
steady at
And
three.
they're like, no, you're going to give us 3 to 4 first round picks and your best player. It's like,
They got
chill,
the guy that talks from a really deep voice.
Yeah.
I mean, they were saying 5
Where's
first
his hands
rounders
up,
and
boys?
2
Big guys
starters
over
on
here.
defense when they were
Name's
talking.
Leroy.
five first rounders. Would you give up 5 first rounders for any quarterback in the league? Even Mahomes. Would you give up 5 first
That's
rounders?
like Ricky Williams level.
Jake sent me
Trade.
that article this morning that some CBS guy brought up. Said that the Panthers are willing to part with 3
Tony
first
Romo?
rounders
And
McCaffrey.
They're stupid.
There's no way that's
They're
true.
just stupid.
Unless
If they
it's
do that,
just like McCaffrey's never going to be healthy again. And
Well, I mean,
we
McCaffrey-
overpaid
I'm
him.
okay with Carolina trading McCaffrey.
They played about the same
I am.
amount of games this year, to be honest.
But McCaffrey in himself is enough.
How bad? He's not going to ever be bad, but how much would it impact McCaffrey going to a place like Houston?
Same type of offensive line. I don't think it really changes a whole lot.
I just think
The
Carolina
defense
might
is a
do
little bit
that
better
to
here.
get out of his contract.
Yeah.
If you pay a running back that
Yeah, but
much,
still-
Houston
with
has a better quarterback right now.
Captain Mills?
Davis Mills,
Davis Mills.
General Mills.
General Mills, that's it. Sorry.
Sincerely.
So, Broach's running backs.
He's ranked somewhere in there.
Corporal Mills.
I think he's a little bit higher ranked than Munnerlin was.
So, Broach had 28 from Kamara and 24 from Damian Harris. His running backs both overperformed their projection. Gesicki just stopped by him, pretty much doubled his projection. Everything else kind of right around. Michael Pittman did go over as well, 18 versus the 12 projected. Other than Tony Young Gibson, that was his only single digit. Another, good week, 170. I believe that was the second highest scoring week last week. Against you, Ryan.
Last week,
You know
man,
who's a
was a
frustrating-
Jekyll and Hyde week.
A frustrating player on his team,
Missed him.
Damian Harris.
Yeah.
Like 10, 12, 2, 3, 9, 17, 24. Like,
It's not
It's
quite
a
the
roller coaster.
Belichickian run a back deal that you have to use to deal with. It was like, hey, it's one guy this week. Jonas Gray's going to score 3 touchdowns and then get cut the next day. It's not that bad. David Harris has been the lead guy every time. It's just how
It's
much
productive.
He's
work are they
fumbled.
getting?
He's had a couple costly fumbles.
Yeah.
And, that gets you in the doghouse with Bill Belichick.
on draft night, the one guy I was really upset that I didn't get. Like, there was actually 2.
Is it
Chase when he fell, and Bryan took him like a pick before me, which is
Is it off
obviously
Broach's team or Ryan's team?
Broach's team.
Broach's
And I remember when he picked it, I kept telling him how good of a pick I thought it was.
Michael Pittman.
Yes.
I told
Knew it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
3 picks. I told the person that picked them I hated them, and they were mine. It was Michael Pittman, it was Chris Carson, and it was Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Only one of them was actually kind of working out. The other 2, not so much.
Yeah, Pittman, especially with the injury to Campbell, right? Paris Campbell got injured.
Perry.
No.
T.Y. was already hurt,
Yeah, he's gone.
and I think Paris Campbell got hurt.
He's the big play guy.
Nobody
on
knows about
offense.
Pascal. Pascal, whatever.
Siakam?
No, Zach Pascal.
That's the last name.
I think what Pittman does the best for Carson Wentz, other than take the top off the defense, he is such a good player at the point of attack. Like he gets up in the air, the ball's not going to be intercepted.
It's
on
like
him.
Vincent Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, just
Kinda
throw it
looks
up
like
to him, and he's either going to make the play or make sure the other team doesn't come down with it, which is a big thing for a quarterback who wants to take
Franklin.
shots. I don't know.
He's the only one catching, the only one coming down with.
McLaurin had himself a good week.
McLaurin had himself a good week.
He's about the only person that really exceeded their projections. I mean, Fournette did by 1, and I think
Speaking of
Debo did by 3.
Quarterback that just is like the old philosophy: throw it to your best player. Like in
Heineke.
doubt, throw it.
He got to be down there somewhere.
Dude, Heineke, I heard his stats like throwing like 40% of his passes to McLaurin, and 25% of the time he's covered.
It's it's about the opposite. He's throwing like 30% of his passes to McLaurin, and of those 30%, half the throws are contested. So it's like he's just saying, "Hey, 17's over there. Just get him the ball, and it's going to work." That's basically that was Stafford and Calvin for most of it. Hey, Calvin's pretty much covered, and the other guys are not even running routes; they're just standing at the line of scrimmage.
So Ryan, who on your? I mean, Tim Patrick had a dud on Thursday. I had a receiver going in that game too. He was my lowest scorer with Cortland Sutton. They just couldn't get the air raid kind of established that game.
Right.
I think Williams is the only one that had a touchdown, and I think it might have been receiving, right? I mean, as a receiving touchdown.
I don't remember.
I
mean, my team, like they besides
did.
Tim Patrick and Tyreek Hill, I was right around my projection, so I'm not mad about my team.
Yeah, Tyreek
it's just that I'm winning against Broach. So.
I'm mad about your team.
Tyreek getting a projection of 17. The offense just having a horrible game because they only put up 3 points.
All right. Hill was about 8 underneath his projection, and Patrick was about 6. So that's 14. And if I would have gotten those 14, if they'd have met their projections, I'd have exceeded my team projection.
But
it still would have lost by 30.
You made a big week.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. So I wasn't upset about this week. I was just upset watching highlights of that Miami game, just watching them get touchdowns.
You know a guy who's –
I didn't think the Atlanta-Miami game was going to be a shootout. That was the best game of the week last week.
Sure it wasn't that Panthers-Giants game.
I'm 100% positive.
Sure. Yeah, no.
You sure?
Well, that monsoon. That was interesting to watch.
Which one? The Sunday
the one
night
that
game?
you called the bad weather.
San Fran Indy game.
You did tell us.
Yeah, that was Sunday night.
Yeah, that was an interesting game.
Do you think we give Kamara enough respect?
No. Well, I don't think he's all that great of a running back. Like,
he's a good fantasy running back.
Yeah. But
he's the running back version of Kyle Pitts.
They're giving him like 25, 30 carries this year, and it's not been as effective as it used to be, or efficient as it used to be.
It's not efficient.
Because it used to be like, hey, he's getting 10 or 12 touches, but he's going to get 100-plus yards and a couple touchdowns. He's not scoring as much.
What's the fantasy impact of getting Mark Ingram back?
I think it helps.
You don't have to put that
I
Troy
think,
Jones, whatever that dude's name is.
I think if anything, it's going to try to save him a little bit more because I feel like they might feel like they're overusing him. And in a longer season, an extra game added into it, and a guy who doesn't really need 20 carries. Like he should hover at 10 to 15 in that range, and then receptions are a big part of his fantasy output. Mark Ingram will come in and spell a lot of that.
He has had some good rushing games, but it's not the efficiency we've seen in the past. Like
That's
20 for 83, 24 for 89, 26 for 120.
He doesn't get enough targets.
They'll use
which is
Ingram.
surprising because
It's Jameis.
Jameis doesn't throw the ball down the field.
That's all he used to do when he was under Arians.
I know.
Yeah, now
Well,
it's just
Sean Payton said, "No, wait a minute."
yeah, but at the same time, who's he supposed to throw down the field to?
No, what I'm saying
Marquez
is,
Callaway, Traquan Smith. Those are not names.
what I'm saying is
Taysom Hill's
because
out.
he's not doing these
So
downfield
now it's
passes.
tight end.
Is Michael Thomas ever coming back?
I forgot he was still in the league.
Alive?
Is he? Somebody checked on the boy. Didn't know. Somebody got him right.
Michael's held him all year.
Michael's drafted him.
He's had him on the IR spot all year.
He's cooking us something up.
Michael or Michael?
Michael.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Well done.
All right, well, that takes Ryan to 3-4 in 7th, and Brooks to 4-3 in 5th.
It's a steady decline, boys. I think I've lost 3 straight.
All right, welcome to the club.
But I didn't even put in a membership.
Next matchup.
Was that Major Pain?
Not intentionally.
Scorp Jordon.
Jordan.
Jordan.
This ended up being the closest matchup
Matchup
of the week. The original projection was 110 to 123. The final 126.04 to 125.44. This matchup came down to
The
Mike
score.
Evans.
Mike Evans. Has to be Mike Evans, right? Brady throws 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to Mike Evans.
How many yards did he even have?
76.
Doesn't matter.
6 receptions, 76 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brady threw only for 211, but 4 touchdowns.
Didn't they
3 of
pull
those
everybody
were
like third quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, they were killing Chicago.
Poor Bears.
No, they were poor.
The Bears.
I was waiting on it.
Derrick Henry, like I called last week, would have a passing touchdown.
Yeah, everybody knew that. All right.
Bowl
Over
Bears.
under 1 passing touchdown. I will push that. Over under 7 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, we're probably gonna go over 0. Dadgum. Henry, man.
Did he even rush
Do you
one in?
expect Andrews to be held to just a normal average game against Cincinnati? You're talking about somebody who doesn't get enough credit. Cincinnati does not get enough credit.
No, they haven't. They haven't. But they've just been bad for so long. Or even when they had Andy Dalton, they were like just good enough to like.
When they went like 14-2, got the 1 seed, lost the Chargers the first round of playoffs.
Well, they were good, but they
weren't
never
first round.
they never advanced past the first round.
Yeah, and Marvin Lewis never won a first round.
Yeah,
Right?
so I think part of that just kind of sticks to Cincinnati. Like even when they are good, you
It's
still
a
have that
stigma.
like. And Cleveland's the same way. I mean, until these past like year or two.
Until you win some playoff rounds, Cleveland's gonna be the team that went 0-16.
Yeah.
The other Lions.
The other lines.
The Brown Lions.
So like the Lions, they would have to be good for multiple seasons for people to head.
They just need to get to a Super Bowl. That's really all they need to do.
to be taken serious.
No, that's just they really. I mean, they've been around for.
Millennium.
They've been around a long time and they've never even been.
Yeah. Mark Andrews, like you said, 6.3. Darrell Williams was at 6.5. That game just got out of hand. I would have thought that Darrell Williams would have.
I watched a
Got
lot of
one
that
down.
game. Kansas City's offense looks terrible.
Yeah.
It's probably the richest offense in football.
Mahomes
Has to
looked
be.
terrible. Kelsey didn't look good.
My
Hill
friends.
looked terrible. Williams looked terrible. The offensive line was okay, but not terrible. I didn't think they bad. He turned the ball over a lot.
Dude.
I think he's tied with who is it? Zach Wilson from most interceptions in the league.
Wow. That's surprising. I wouldn't have saw that coming.
Right. It's not just him. I mean, the receivers are dropping passes, batting them up in the air.
Yeah.
But he is also throwing it right into the chest of some guys that he's not seeing.
Yeah, I think they said Kansas City has 12 or 13 drop passes on the season, and then like 6 of those have like directly
into
led to
interceptions.
interceptions.
Yeah.
So it's just like part of it's bad luck, part of it's maybe doing too much, part of it's offensive line sucks,
He's
part
throwing
of it's
too
defense
hard.
sucks. I mean,
Stop. I gotta point out something real quick
Point
about
it.
this matchup. So I was just looking. I was like, Jordan had second highest score was defense. I was like, well, he had Keenan Allen on bye, so maybe with Keenan Allen there, it'd be a different matchup. And then I go to Scorp's bench. He's got a starting quarterback out, his 2 running backs out, his 2 of his top receivers out, and Johnson and Jefferson, and then probably his starting tight end or a guy who could be a starting tight end in there as well. Like, you want to talk about really pulling off a big win.
Shane
This was
Falco.
a week you usually just mark up as an L if you had that many people on a bye.
It's your throwaway week.
Yeah.
That is the last game of the replacements, where the replacements are still playing with their replacement players, and the other team's got their full pro team back, and they still beat them.
Good win, Scorp.
yeah, it was a good win.
We
Mike Evans led the way. Matt Ryan with 21.
What a
The
stud.
second highest score, and then Khalil Herbert for Chicago, even in a game in which they got beat 38-3, puts up 15.8, doesn't find the end zone.
That's a good pickup.
That is for sure.
And then the trade worked out for him.
Yeah, Javonte Williams 14.2.
I don't think he'll use him at all through the rest of the year because his running backs are loaded with Henderson, Cook, and Harris. But, if anyone else is looking to make a trade, Javonte, I think, is about to start seeing the timeshare tilt his way. Because Denver's got to start looking at future, not just like,
Good.
Melvin Gordon, we signed him as a free agent or whatever, and he's getting old, and we know who he is. Like, Javonte, I think, is averaging over 4 yards a carry right now. So
He's starting
to get good.
to separate.
No, we
himself.
had-
Sorry, I was looking at Jack Henry's thing and advertisement popped up.
We haven't kept up with bowl predictions throughout the matchups. I just thought about that.
We only did that. I think we only did that.
Bill did that last week, but I thought it was good.
All right.
Derrick Henry.
Did Jacoby Myers score his first touchdown, or can we keep putting an X beside that?
I don't know if we've got there yet. We haven't got there yet.
That was the first one that was written
Yeah,
down because I think we wrote that down every week on the sheet of paper.
We hadn't got there yet.
Okay. Well, then we'll just do them all at the end.
Okay. All right. Fine, Ryan. Whatever.
You know what?
So that takes Scorp to 5-2 and in second place. Jordon is now 4-3 and in fourth.
Sure.
And our next matchup.
Bryan Rightmyer. What
Bryan
a barn burner
Rightmyer.
the next two were.
Barn burner.
Talk about a throwaway week that ends up being a win. Bryan left two spots open in his lineup and won. You jive turkey.
And
Whoa.
I called you a cocksucker.
Whoa.
Easy.
I love my mom listening to this. I'm sorry,
We're
man.
sorry about that language that Jake used. He is a molder of young minds as a school
Look at
teacher.
cheeky bastard.
So
Never.
two guys made all the difference.
Jamar Chase and DeAndre Swift.
Winston Churchill.
And Sam Darnold had 2.4. You had 2 empty slots and still pull off a victory. Yeah, that's.
Well, he had an empty spot.
Yeah, he ended up having an empty spot with Devontae Parker. What happened with Parker? Because I'm
He
not
didn't
aware.
play.
Well, okay. Well, there's that. There's that. Was he a late scratch?
Yeah, had
Yeah,
an itch.
They still gonna hold hands again like last week.
Solidarity.
Joe Burrow led the way for Rightmyer with 32. Outside of that, his only other scores that were in double digits were the LA Rams defense with 12 and Melvin Gordon with 10.2. Everybody else in the single digits.
Burrow got offset by what Chase did. because
Right.
Most of his.
Yeah, 201 receiving yards. You got in the bonus point territory.
That
You
is
got to
right.
get that CJ Uzama.
I think Bryan did get that.
I did get that CJ. Uzomah.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's really gonna take away Burrow's.
I was talking about
touch.
last week. Like Uzama scored twice on 3 catches.
He's touchdown dependent. He's
Won me a lot
There's
of money
touchdown
in the old DraftKings. Good job, CJ.
Did he? How much money did you win?
150.
Whoa! Why are we just not bringing that up?
Because I can't win regular fantasy, I got to start winning daily. Me and Rightmyer got to stick together. Daily fantasy's fun. DraftKings is fun.
DraftKings is fun. Tyler Lockett underperformed.
God,
Tyler Lockett
dude.
continued to underperform with Geno.
I don't want to talk
You
about
like
that
it,
clown.
ring it up.
After those first 2 huge weeks of 24 and 27, he has not
Forgot
scored
about that
over
thing.
8.2 cents. So that is
It's the
5
Wilson
weeks
gets ring it up.
under 8 or 8.2 or under.
Sorry.
What happened to Bryan this time?
He reminded me of a team name I had one time.
What
Bronze
was it?
fantasy
I had
team. name
Tyler
in the work league.
Lockett and Le'Veon Bell. My team name was Lockett the Gates.
And you had
Ring the Bell.
Antonio Gates.
Was it Antonio?
Yeah. You like it against
Lockett the Gates and ringing the bell. I thought.
So stupid.
No comment.
Oh man.
Mine was UPKA Justin Tucker and Brian was you Lucky the Gates. I remember. Here's Brian's Daily Laugh segment. Come on.
Oh man.
I don't even get.
Oh, that's a great team name.
You should change it again.
I can't fit all that. This was an ESPN. Oh man, I forgot about that.
Victim of the system treats you well in this league.
It's your fault, some bitch.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about other
Mr.
leagues, so-
System.
Mr. System.
Oh man. What a
Jamar
name.
Chase, DeAndre Swift. That was the big difference makers. James Conner continues to find the end zone, which does help. And Mike Davis had 10 rushing yards. Congratulations.
God, Mike Davis.
I hate that Bob Barker.
What was on y'all's benches? Right, Brian, I know you didn't really have much because you had a lot of guys on bye and either or bye or out. And then looks like Rightmyer,
He had nothing to put
help him.
nothing to put in.
help him. He had a lot of guys on bye too.
He gets Gronk back this week, though.
Should, yeah, I saw that. AJ Dillon was bad last week, but was
Good
this week. So
Well, I'm thinking about it. When
Yeah,
does Clyde come back?
I don't know. I hope never.
I don't know either.
I thought he was out for the
You
year.
hope never.
I just don't like the Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
And they haven't been good with him or without him this year.
They haven't
really,
been. Yeah, they haven't been. So that takes Rightmyer to 1-6, still in 10th. It keeps Bryan in first place at 6-1. We have a little inverse there, a little reciprocal action.
Was there any both? Oh, we're doing
They're doing all the end. That's what Ryan says. Whatever. All right, last week our matchup of the week was
JT the Commish versus Hans 57 Sauls Michael Smith.
the lowest scoring matchup of the week as well.
So frustrating.
Original projection 125 to 116. Michael was victorious 95 to 85.
Zach
Ertz,
Ertz, new team, playing well.
He is the only player in NFL history to score a receiving touchdown in back-to-back weeks with a different team.
Huh.
His gloves and his cleats are on their way to Canada.
You just taught me something right there.
Yeah, boom. That's what I'm here for.
I wasn't listening to a word y'all two said.
Yeah, you want to repeat?
Nope.
Okay.
Go ahead and listen to it back.
Robbie
I got
Anderson.
2 views right there. Boom.
Robbie Anderson sucks.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson.
I thought about trying to make a trade for him like a week or 2 ago, and now I'm really glad I didn't because I would probably drop him about this point. Like, he cannot catch it all. He's got the yips right now. He's got to put change in another pocket. He's got to flip his shirt inside out. He's got to turn his hat around backwards. 10 cut.
That's called the 10 cut.
Yeah.
You got to put the T behind your left ear.
Like, he's got to change everything he's doing right now because he
Do y'all remember
can't
me
catch.
Yes.
coming up to all 3 of y'all before the draft and ask who Carolina's number 1 wide receiver was? And
Yeah.
we all couldn't decide if it was DJ Moore or Robbie Anderson.
Guess what?
Still don't know.
It's not Robbie Anderson.
Terrence Marshall.
We figured it out. We
Christian
split
McCaffrey.
it. Yes.
Yeah, undefeated with him.
True. So Michael was led by Lamar Jackson with 25. Devontae Adams was 16.6. Zach Ertz with 14.5. Then had Devontae Freeman, Calvin Ridley, both 11.4 and 10.6.
So I got a question.
Yep.
So hypothetical.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetical.
Let's workshop
Let's
that
hear
word.
it.
All right. Let's say you're struggling at quarterback.
You're
and
struggling at quarterback.
Michael has 2 that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you try to trade for? Because, I mean, he needs help at other positions.
Lamar Jackson is probably more expensive, so Jalen Hurts.
And I think Jalen Hurts might get benched for Garner Minshew.
Think
You
so?
really think so?
Yeah, their team's terrible.
Your team does suck.
I mean, yeah, he's good fantasy-wise, but maybe
I
see
mean,
what Garner's
Coach doesn't
got.
have him on his roster.
Dude, he ain't gone under
Fantasy.
20 yet this year.
Oh, yeah, fantasy-wise, he's
Jalen Hurts.
fantastic.
Yeah, 34, 21, 22, 32, 22, 27, 27.
Yeah, I say he's the most consistent quarterback in fantasy right now. He's been
He's 5th.
5th.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fifth.
FIF.
Fifth.
All these players in this fantasy league, and I can only choose one.
I choose.
I choose-
Didn't start Michael Carter. Should have started him over Robbie Anderson.
Yeah. Robbie
Michael
Anderson's just-
Carter's taking over that job.
Should have started Denver over the Jets because they put up a big goose egg.
Hindsight's
side.
50-50.
Why did he play the Jets
Cam
defense? Did he hear something that we didn't?
No, well, so he had Denver, but that was the Thursday night game.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't start him, so he had to go with the Jets last week after the Thursday night game.
But why did he have the Jets defense at all?
I don't mean New England's not like they're like blowing the doors off everybody.
But the Jets
They
are
did
terrible.
last week.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't hurt him. He still won.
Why'd you ask him?
Okay.
For cult of personality,
Ooh.
led by DK Metcalf on pretty
One
much
play.
one play. Arizona with 15. Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders. I had them as a tandem last week, and I said they would both
And they
do the
did.
same thing, and they did.
They
Did
might
I?
win the game early.
Did I ever
They
send you that
both fucking
screenshot
game.
I had?
No,
It just had the same exact. It was your team, basically, one update. It
we
says,
suck again.
Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs out. Eagles and Raiders starting running backs both ruled out for game. Jacobs with chest injury, Sanders with injured ankle. I was going to send it to you and I said, no, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, thank
I don't
you,
wanna be
thank
that
you.
guy.
Because I saw that and I was like, you gotta be kidding me right now.
At least Jacobs got in the end zone before he did.
Yeah, at least he did. Miles Sanders actually looked good. Like first,
I was uniform.
Drive, yeah.
I flipped over to the, what was it, Panthers.
Left side.
Was it Panthers Giants that played
Yeah.
last week?
Yep.
Turned over to that game, and I was like,
Hold on, that was a 1 o'clock game.
yeah. I turned over to that game and said, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Devontae Booker's on my bench and is doing absolutely nothing in a blowout where he should be getting a ton of carries. So I dropped him.
Boom. And then picked up
Kenneth Gainwell. Because I was looking, I was like, all right, I need running back, just possible depth. I was like, let's just throw a flyer and pick up Kenneth Gainwell. As soon as the 4 o'clock game started, I got that notification. I said, well, daggone, I'm glad I picked up Gainwell.
This is why I don't deserve to win fantasy football.
Don't beat yourself up.
Nah, it's whatever. Yeah, that's about all there is to say about Scorp personality.
That's all I got to say about that.
So our matchup of the week was underwhelming, but Michael does pick up his 4th victory now at 4-3. In 6th place, Golden Personality remains in 8th at 2-5. Right. What we got next, Ryan?
Pick updates.
Pick updates. JT spent $25.
He spent
not waiver.
five- he
Not
spent
waiver
five
while
picks.
Wi-Fi. Not never.
Yeah, he spent 5 picks.
My bad.
Got 4 of them right, 1 of them wrong. Then Ryan spent 5 picks, got 3 of them right, 2 of them wrong. And Bryan and Jake both went 2 and 3, which brings the standings on the season to Ryan at 22 and 13, JT at 21 and 14, Jake 18 and 17, and Bryan at 13 and 22, still in first place in the league. So who cares about picks?
What about bowl predictions?
Oh yeah,
We didn't do bowl predictions, but we're doing them now. From last week,
Let's see it.
Jacoby Myers scores first touchdown.
Negative.
Didn't happen. JT said A-Rod. I'm guessing that's Aaron Rodgers, 37 plus fantasy points.
He had 30.
Didn't
You
happen.
were loving last week, though. You were
Jake said A.J. Brown touchdown. Pretty sure that happened.
Yes.
Bryan said Godwin, hovering around 20, 18, 22 fantasy points. I don't think he got that.
No,
I think Mike Evans got everything.
Yeah, I don't think he got double digits.
I can tell you what he got.
Now, if I beat you to it, Godwin had 21 against Chicago.
Look at you, Bryan.
Killing it. That's pretty good.
Bryan also said first snow, week 9.
Not
We'll
there.
find
We
out
gotta
next week.
We gotta wait.
Find out next week.
Wait a minute. You can look right now. The conference snow anywhere this week?
Call him for snow.
It's only week 8.
I don't know. But
Hey,
I could be wrong. It could end this week.
Weather Channel.
Go ahead with the pitch.
All right, next prediction, Ryan. Proud of our league. Still a check.
So,
Bryan
So
says
great.
DJ Moore, 17 plus fantasy points.
10.
Celebrates with trip to the moon with Bezos. Whatever that meant. I don't know. Did he get
Because
something?
he kept saying, "Oh, this is great prediction. This is only 4
Well, yeah, because you're not making bold predictions. You're making like
It did
slightly
not go to
mild
the moon.
predictions.
It didn't go to the moon. I know that.
Just exit."
All right, the group on Leo Fournette, 20 plus fantasy points. Jake said over, and the rest of us said under.
He was
It was
16.
Ah!
That was a good guess, though.
I just want to be different.
Buddy, you
Thank you.
Bryan says Kyler Murray, 60 plus rushing yards and a touchdown.
that didn't happen.
That did not happen, I
I
don't
don't
think.
think so.
Bryan says Darrell Henderson, 3rd highest running back total this week.
Hell no. It was as low as-
And
but-
Derrick Henry is the number 1. Shocker.
Wrong.
Both wrong. Bryan dumb.
Brian
JT said Derrick Henry for
Throws
300
for a
yards.
passing touchdown.
I know you said Derrick Henry for
Are you
300
sure?
yards. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, that's what I wrote down. I don't remember you saying it or not. Bryan said, he said Darnold is going to have more fantasy points than Joe Burrow. That didn't happen. Bryan said the Rams defense don't meet 14.59 projection.
Wrong.
Wrong again.
Wrong. We did not do good on
Colonel
both
Sanders. Swift
goodness.
more receiving yards than rushing yards.
Ooh.
That might be something to look up, but I don't know.
That is something to look up. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, and then Ryan said Tee has 60 plus receiving yards and a touchdown.
I know he didn't have it.
I think he had 60 plus receiving yards. I don't think he got
Brian was right. He had 96 receiving yards, 48 rushing
Look
yards.
at Bryan.
Nice.
And then the last
I know
one,
my guys.
JT said Josh Jacobs and Miles Sanders
Both
both
get
scored
hurt.
touchdowns.
I think I put both to get hurt.
Maybe TD stands for something different.
Totally done.
Testicular discomfort. I was thinking something.
Big game.
Did you say testicular discomfort?
I was going to say toe disease.
Any snow this week?
No.
No snow.
But there could be
But
rain.
this ain't
Could
week
be
9.
week
This is
9.
week 8.
I know, but if there was snow this week, then I'll be
Then
wrong.
you'd be wrong. Even if there is snow next week, it wouldn't be the first.
Yep.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Put yourself in quite the pickle.
I did. Got a cold front here for Colorado.
Where'd you put that pickle?
Don't ask questions you don't want to answer.
Maybe I won't.
Do you want answers? If you want answers,
If
we'll
you
talk
want
about it.
answers,
Ask
I'm
questions.
just gonna go ahead and tell you, it was a cucumber.
That's what a pickle is.
What kind of brine you got down there, Bryan?
And put vinegar involved.
Some people say cucumber tastes better pickled.
Huh?
That was good, Jake. Now you can't say anything for the rest of the podcast.
Cut off.
It's a Costanza.
Oh,
I'm out. You gonna walk away? I'm out here.
that's a good
Summer
move.
George.
That is a good move.
That and stopping short.
You stop short.
You stop short. That's my move.
My move. I stop short.
All right, that's on Netflix, everybody. We'll plug.
Seinfeld. Boom.
Waiver wire wrap up.
Wait, whack up. Whack up.
Whack.
Oh, waddle.
Well, we doing our own personal time, none of your business.
All right, so we only had two, I believe.
Yep, we had JT overpaid for Boston Scott, 25 doll hairs.
Boom. I was making sure I got it.
You drafted him this year, right?
Heck yeah, that's my boy, dude.
You drafted him last year too.
Yes, that's my boy, dude. I'm telling you, Boston
No
Scott.
glue this week.
Did anybody
No
else
glue.
put any?
Nope.
No bids.
Nope. Could have got him for one.
And then, you could have got him for nothing, just a free agent acquisition.
But I want to make sure I had Boston Scott.
And then Michael put in $6 for Cincy's defense because I think they're playing the Jets.
That's
That's correct, yeah.
that's a good pickup.
Yes,
You
it's
told
an
me to pick them up.
They're
also
projected
a good
13,
addition.
so yeah, that is a pretty good pickup.
Bryan complimented a Toyota for the first time in his life.
Foreign colors? Really?
Hmm?
That's what we're on to?
No, it was on the other side of that.
Foreign colors.
Boring colors.
All right, well, waiver wire wrap up.
Waiver wire wrap
a little
up is
short
wrapped
this
up.
week. A little short this week, but we'll see how Boston Scott and Cincinnati's defense do. See if it works out.
Yeah.
All right, what we got next, Ryan?
We got week 8 preview.
All right, let's move on to week number 8. Ryan, what is the first matchup?
First matchup, Jake,
Present.
JT.
Somewhat.
Yes.
All right, so Turd Sandwiches versus the Cult of Personality. Original projection at 143 to 114. Live projection 143 to 110. As Arizona's defense played Thursday night and got a whopping 6 points. I picked Jake.
All right, moving on.
Man,
Score.
And 7
5 guys
Years.
this week
ago.
between both teams over
Huh?
20 points.
5 guys this week over 20 points.
Yep. Combined between both teams.
Is that a bold prediction?
I can go higher because I'm comfortable going higher than 5.
So what am I writing down? Bryan says Kyle Pitts is going to be Calvin Johnson, and then Bryan says what?
That Stafford, Cup, Sutton, AJ
Metcalf.
Brown, Taylor, Mixon, Pitts, Zeke, and Chargers defense are all going.
I'll say I'll go
Jake,
7. I'll go 7. I'm
Jake
comfortable
puts
with
up 180 plus. That's what I'm saying.
7. That's possible, man.
Put up 180 last week, 185. I'm saying he does it again this week. 180 plus. Write it down.
You having running back issues.
Whoa.
Like,
Running back. I got Boston Scott in now.
Well, I know, but like Jacobs out.
You said Jake's going to score 80.
Yeah, he's going to score 80 plus.
That's bold.
Yeah, my running backs are beat up, man. All of them are.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that I guess me and you both are going to kind of pull for is Sunday night football, Dallas versus Minnesota. And Dak's been dealing with a calf injury that he had celebrating the game winner.
Doubtful.
Yeah, like, again, kind of up in the air. That could turn into something where both running backs didn't have value because they could be running a lot to
If I had to take
Or Minnesota puts 11 or 12 in the box.
maybe.
One of them's a penalty. But
Well, if I had to put money on it, I would say Zeke is the biggest benefactor of that.
yeah.
Is he? Because he does not perform well without Dak.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, but I
Zeke's
don't
had
necessarily
him every
think
year for
I don't
the last
think
8
Pollard's
years.
going to outscore Zeke. I mean, no matter what.
No, he's not.
I mean, unless Pollard is to get in the end zone and Zeke doesn't, then that may change things. But
And then you got a Chase Edmonds Connor situation.
yeah, but I don't think.
Why do
I
we
don't think
keep
that's,
bringing that up?
I don't think that's what we got. I'll definitely be watching that
I don't
game.
like it
I
either.
hope Pollard does well, but I need some really big weeks to.
Excluding
Pat Mahomes does go over 31.
He
Justin
needs to.
Jones.
He
I think
needs
they
to.
need to send a message with him. So
They've needed it the last 3
let's
weeks.
go over under on that. Let's
Okay.
use 31.
31. Okay. 31. Brian, what do you say?
I'll go with the over.
Going with the over. Oh, I gotta think. Ryan, what are you thinking?
Under. I hate him.
Okay. Jake.
Under, because I'm playing against them.
All right, well, I'm gonna reverse psychology. Under.
But you
All right,
called
so-
it, so now it's going to go.
Go over.
So then you reverse your reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that last week too. I'll do it
We're
again this
playing
week.
Uno at this point.
So over or under?
31. I'm gonna say it's under.
All right,
So-
so we got 3 unders and Bryan over.
Yes.
Who outscores who? Stafford versus Houston, Mahomes versus Giants.
Stafford.
Mahomes.
So you're going. Are you going under on Stafford's projection as well?
Probably.
I think
Are you
it
going
might be
because
a big,
such a big league?
It might be a big Daryl Henderson week, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it could be.
I think they'll still throw. I think they'll let him get his stats in the first half.
He's
So-
got to
Does
get
Kyle Pitts me his projection this week
Yes.
against the best secondary in football?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't see it. It's not happening.
I think he's going to get off targets alone. I think he's 6
Just don't
receptions.
catch us,
Yeah, 6-7 receptions
Kyle
a game.
Pitts single digits this week.
I'll tell you this. I think the guy who's poised to go off on my team the most this week is going to be Joe Mixon. They didn't use him a
Jets.
lot.
Mixon's going to have
Yeah.
a big week. Yeah.
Against last week, he got 1 touchdown. They took him out right before they put Samaje Perine in, and then he ripped off like a 46-yard touchdown. I was kind of disappointed because I saw him, like it was first play with him in, so I thought it was still Joe Mixon and running free. And I was like, oh, yeah, Joe, way to go get you another one. And then I realized it wasn't Joe.
I'm just impressed that you could pronounce Piron's name correctly. Good
Yeah.
job, Jake.
I'm surprised myself, guys.
P-Ron's not that hard.
Samaj.
Samaje.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
Look at
surprised.
this guy.
And I didn't
Samji.
even have it in front of me, so this is even
And
more
what
impressive.
team does he play for?
Cincinnati.
And he
Flashbacks for you just naming a Cincinnati player.
PJ Muhammad.
It was,
Who's your mama?
it was somewhere in there.
Just give me Muhammad.
Lieutenant Mills. Oh gosh, that was
Captain.
It's a
That
Captain
was funny.
Mills.
I know that was funny.
General Mills.
That's what I'm here for, guys.
Yeah, Jake has to have a really. You got to have multiple guys fall flat. I got to have multiple guys go.
What's
boom.
Colin's status?
Questionable. He did not practice on
Seems
Friday.
likely.
It's a short week for him, so it could just be kind of resting up because he's already banged up. But I don't know. I picked
Is
up
that why
Penny
you picked up
just.
Penny Liver?
Okay,
I picked up Penny just in case, since it is a 4:05 game. It gives me it just gives me. That's about it. Look, I can handle it. It is what it is. I just need a big week.
That's right.
Yeah, but I got Jake scoring 185. I got me scoring
105.
No, I got Jake 180 plus.
I was gonna say, I've got 180 plus written down. I just erased it just to write it right back.
Okay. Yeah, 180 plus, and then me
Not.
105 minus. All right, I got Jake. Who y'all taking? Jake. Clean
All right,
sweep
clean sweep.
it. I mean, yeah, we got Jake. All right, next matchup, Ryan.
There it is. Jordan.
Bryan Mikkel.
Ryan Michael.
Patrick Lindsay just got picked up.
Jordon picked up Philip Lindsay.
You making fun of me?
No, I just don't want you to forget.
That I
I haven't been doing
don't know his name.
calculations.
All right.
You forget that you forgot.
Original projection 144 for Ryan to 7.92 for Michael. Live projection 124 to 6. If we were just taking this, I would have to go Ryan. But as we know, we got to fill Michael's team. All right, so who's he going to start at quarterback between Lamar Jackson
Lamar.
and Jalen Hurts? Going to start Lamar.
Points.
Lamar's on bye, so he can't start Lamar. He's got to start Jalen Hurts 25.
Okay.
His running backs, he'll start Chuba with 13. And
Probably Michael Carter.
he did pick up Devontae Booker
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, that's going to be
against
a good start.
KC.
That's going to be a good start. I would go Booker.
We'll just call it 11.
11.
That's either one that can get right around the 3 range.
Okay.
Receivers, he's going to have Calvin Ridley with 14.
Under.
He's going to have
T.Y. and Jacoby Myers, maybe?
yeah, I think that's what it's pretty much got to be. I don't think he's
Either that or
starting
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie
10
Anderson.
10 and what?
10, or let's see. 11 and 11 for both Jacoby Myers, T.Y. Hilton. Tight end.
Do you have one?
He already started one, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he started
Zach
Ertz.
Ertz. That's right. 6 point, or just put 6. Flex. He'll go with, give him another 11.
Because
he'll
whatever
go
running
what
back he
defense?
doesn't go with.
Defense, Cincinnati or Denver. We got to think he's going
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Just put 13. Because that's about the average of those two.
Yeah, so that gives him a total of
About 115.
115 to 125. All right, so now we know a little bit more what we're looking at. Ryan, you had 2 players go on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Chase Edmonds, 14.4.
That's a good week.
That's a good week.
That's a good week.
Good
Yeah.
job, Ryan. And Kyler Murray, 9.6. 9.06.
James Conner, 5 carries, 2 touchdowns.
Man finds the end zone.
Well,
What are we doing here?
You had 7 carries and 1 touchdown with Chase.
Be happy.
Don't worry.
But Chase never gets carries. He gets about 7 to 10 carries a game.
You
But
said
just
he never
happens-
gets carries.
But it just happens that the carries that James Conner
Never
gets
has to
go
come
into
to
the end
Conner
zone
at home.
almost every time. It's frustrating.
Yeah, James Conner keeps finding the end zone.
What's the deal
And
with
you know what's
Chase?
even more frustrating about that? Is when Arizona scores a touchdown, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm getting points. It's either Chase Edmonds running it in or Kyler Murray's throwing it. And that game Thursday night, he scored twice on the ground, and I got neither points for him. And it's really upsetting me.
I got 14 on the bench.
I know you did.
Yay, Brian.
Hooray, Bryan.
You want them?
No,
Well, you can complain about them on your own team instead of making fun of them on mine.
I'm not complaining about him. I'm complaining about how they're
Sounds
using
like you're
him.
complaining about
All right, Ryan, what are we doing about Eckler?
I don't care. Brian's mad at me.
I don't care.
Eckler, I moved him down to the flex because he is questionably missed practice on Thursday and Friday with a hip. But the coach came out and just said that he was sore after practice on Wednesday.
He's just playing
So
it
they
safe.
held him out Thursday and Friday, which he's done that all year. Whereas if guys just sore, like, he just holds them out of practice just to keep them healthy for the game, which I've liked because he did that with Williams last week or 2 weeks ago.
That's fair.
They remain hopeful that he
Yeah.
will play. So if he doesn't play, who you throwing in?
Starting running back for the Eagles, probably.
Gainwell.
I already got him.
Gainwell. Yeah.
Boston Scott.
Dude, all right, look. He's gonna show you on
You
that.
did
He's
that
gonna be-
last year?
Huh?
You can do the same thing last year?
Yeah, and he did good when he played.
Right.
He did.
Okay.
Gainwell was in college, I think.
Fine.
Tell him to go back.
Yeah, tell him to go back.
Study hard. But yeah, it'd probably be Gainwell, I guess.
Okay.
I've thought about Allen Robinson, but I don't want to do it.
Hard to do, man.
I know.
Hard to do.
Can you believe?
Because you know who doesn't think
You
about
had to
Allen
bench
Robinson?
him?
The entire offensive coordinator and quarterback staff of the Bears.
You right. You right.
Yeah, I've thought about cutting him. It's
Wow.
hard to bench him, but I've thought
What
about
round did
cutting
you get him in?
him. Third. He was my second wide receiver.
But I mean, it's not like you're struggling at receiver, right?
Yeah, it just really sucks when you look at who got drafted after him, and I think it's like Cooper.
Yeah, well, look, we've discussed multiple times the best round for a receiver this year was like round 10.
Ninth,
Yeah.
which is where I got Deebo Samuel, who's my
Yeah,
second
so,
best
right.
or my best wide receiver.
Look, you can't be too upset.
I can be when I look at it. Man, I could have drafted a running back there, or like Raheem Mostert or
You
somebody.
still got a good team.
I did.
Don't beat yourself up, Ryan. Don't beat yourself up. Let life do that to you.
It has been.
That's
It's been throwing lemons at me, hit me in the face.
Clever. Put them holstered in things. Holstered. There they are. All right.
All right, now let's start talking about this
Baldwin.
stupid matchup.
Antonio Brown's out yet again, and they're saying that he was on crutches.
One crutch.
Just one?
Yeah.
He was on crutch.
So that does obviously affect Tampa's offense just in terms of, spreading the ball around. But Antonio Brown's had a good season. He's missed 2 games. Gonna miss his 3rd this week. That does hurt Michael's team because he got him, relatively late, talking about playmaking.
He was a flyer type pick.
He was. But
Is he
he
the
played
best
well.
wide receiver on that team? Not talking about production, just is he the best wide receiver?
Talent.
Yeah.
Talent-wise.
I think he's the biggest play guy.
Mhm.
I think that's important to look at. Like other guys are reliable, like Evans' big catch
Evans is
radius.
reliable,
Grant was going to catch it no matter what punishment comes from it. But are you talking about like a guy who can get open and then when he does have it to make big things happen? Brown's, I think, ahead of Godwin.
I think he's ahead of Goblin. Evans, they just have 2 very different skill sets, 2 very different physical.
But deep threat, I'm probably going Brown. Wide receiver to get open quick on the line of scrimmage, probably going Brown. It's
But
just
in the red zone,
in the red zone, it's Evans. Even though the red zone when AB and Big Ben were together, he was scoring a ton. So
he's a stud. But Mike Evans, dude, with his size, Brady's pinpoint accuracy,
and just Jimmy Graham just box him out. You know, he's a basketball player. I hate when they'd say that every time there was a former basketball player that's tight end.
Man.
Especially watching the Chargers for so long because they would talk about Antonio Gates all
Yeah,
the time. And then they play the Chiefs twice a year, and you have to hear about Gonzalez. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Just stop. They're basketball players.
Does Jacoby Myers score his first touchdown this
Already
week?
wrote it down. Yep.
All right, put me down.
Actually, they're playing the Chargers. I can't.
All right, put me down.
All right.
Jacoby Myers first
Piece
touchdown.
of shit.
I'm putting it too because I've been.
You're writing that down too?
No.
Damn, Ryan. I look to you as like a source of, motivation.
I'm proud of you.
I know he's going to tear me down,
You asked for it.
and you didn't think twice.
No, friendship, man.
Thank you.
Now, for his first touchdown, is it going to be a passing touchdown or a receiving touchdown? Because the dude played quarterback
All right.
in high school.
Rushing touchdown.
Because you remember that game where the Pats and the Chiefs
Door
played,
number 3.
and Mac Jones was the highest rated quarterback in the game. Jacoby Myers was second. Pat Mahomes was third. That was on that Sunday night game.
Yeah, that's true. Give me Jacoby Myers for a touchdown. I'm not calling rushing, receiving, passing.
I just wrote JT/Ryan. Jacoby Myers scores first touchdown.
JISSING.
You didn't put your own name first?
No, because I said I wasn't going to do it, and I was like, no, I'm going to do it because
I got you.
and alphabetical.
Picks? I don't even know. Give me Ryan, even though Kyler had a bad game. I'm still going to take Ryan here.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ryan as well.
Are we sweeping it, Ryan? Because I'm taking you as well.
Sweeping it!
All right, so
Back-to-back sweep.
going 4 for Ryan. All right, matchup number 3, Ryan.
I've always been a 4-4 guy. Brian Andrew.
Brian Andrew. All right, so victim of the system in first place versus wheelchair handicap boy Andrew Ransdale in 9th place. The original projection 112, 145. Live projection 101 to 145. Ransdale had 3 players go on Thursday night, all from the Green Bay Packers.
Favorite team.
Favorite team. Aaron Rodgers.
Equinemius, St. Brown.
Thank God y'all didn't make me just
Why do we not do that? Just go
I don't
to
know.
I would
We
have
should
just
have.
had skill.
And then
Our,
Robert,
our nomenclature correspondent.
Just
Jake.
call me University of St. Brown.
and then Robert
Torn ACL.
Is it
Tunyon.
Tunyon.
I don't
Everybody
know.
said
I was-
Tanyan for the longest time. He came
Tunyon.
out like halfway through last year and said Tunyon.
You got to score a couple games before you can start telling people, hey, that's not exactly how you
Give
say
us
it.
a reason to pronounce
Like
it.
Tyrod, like 6 years ago, it's actually Tyrod. Like
It's like,
Tyrod.
When Jonathan Taves came in for the Blackhawks,
Uh-huh.
Andrew said, they got that toes guy.
Yeah.
And I
that's
looked
how
at
would
the
say it.
toes.
Or
I looked
Mike
at it, and
Stanton.
it was toes.
Well, yeah, true.
Mike Stanton.
That's what he went by. He changed it. That's
Roy
what
Oswald.
Jim
They called him, like his rookie year, Roy
Oswald.
Oswald.
Oswald. Yeah.
And then he had a good season. He said, hey, yeah, my name's Oswald. Oh, okay, Mr. Oswald.
What do they call him now?
Roy Oswald.
Okay, so wonder if they changed it up.
Old Roy.
If he was playing hockey, he'd be Wah Oswald.
He would.
A tricois.
Indeed.
Yes.
Talk about a good team. Brian's
Okay.
got one.
Oh,
Brian does have one.
Good job, Brian.
thank you, fellas.
Josh Allen against Miami. Give me Josh Allen
Over.
Give me over.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a trade offer.
You gonna do 40?
I'll do it.
I don't know if I'll go 40, but I'm definitely give me the over.
There's never not going to be a player on my team that's not tradable.
Never not tradable. I don't know. There's a lot of negatives in there.
Me and Brian actually talked about a trade.
We
this year.
are in the process of discussing a trade.
I sent JT one about 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you
before I
did,
came
didn't
in.
you?
You want to talk about it?
Sure. Let's pull it up. Pending transaction, trade proposed to you by the Fantasy Phenoms. Tyler Higbee, Tim Patrick, Kenneth
Higbee.
Gainwell for Brandon Cooks, TJ Hawkinson.
Best tight end in football.
Kyle Pitts.
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce.
Probably not going to take it because I don't think Kenneth Gainwell is going to be the running back
Where's he going to play?
to have.
Is it Jordan Howard?
No, Ryan, you know who it is, man. And then Tim Patrick, I just don't know what to expect from him.
Nobody does.
Nobody
He's a different player,
does.
and I don't like him.
Tyler Higbee I like,
Higbee.
but I like Hockenson too. Brandon Cooks, I'm kind of hoping that he gets dealt just like we were talking earlier with Allen Robinson.
Chubb, 25 plus.
Whoa.
Brian Big Chubb.
So, Ron, I just rejected your trade offer on the podcast.
I sent it as just Higbee and Gainwell for Hockenson, and I said, there was no way.
There is no way.
Jamar Chase versus the
Just
Jets.
'cause
Somebody give me a
Eckler's-
stat line.
Stat line?
Depends on
7.
how much they throw it. See, I thought last
What
week
was
they
your
like
projection?
almost abused the
Chubb, 25 plus.
I know that sounds bad to say because I'm obviously have to do mixing, so I'm biased in that regard. But they were up huge, and they're still slinging the ball all over the field. I'm like, run the ball, let Joe get his. Then he got
They got that New England
mentality.
mentality right now.
Let it go.
I wouldn't stop throwing either.
Give me Jamar Chase for 7 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
7 catches. 100 and how many yards?
3.
103?
I think if he has 7, he's pushing 150 because he's just a big play waiting to happen.
You want to
That's pretty specific.
That's what I do. Hadn't got one right yet, but
But it's going to hit eventually.
Yeah.
he's only had
Eventually-
You almost got the tool, and
You put a lot of
Yeah,
money
I
on
came pretty
13.
close.
he's only had 2 weeks this season. He hasn't scored a touchdown, and I think you just jinxed him to make this the 3rd week.
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what you mean. You asked for a stat line.
I did it myself.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean to do?
So,
Not give you a stat line? That's not
and
what I do.
both of them were against bad teams.
Would you consider the Jets a bad team?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Detroit and I think it was Jacksonville. What's the other one? Yeah, Detroit and Jacksonville. 2 weeks didn't score a touchdown.
You know what?
Those are bad teams.
I got a big FU to every analyst that was like,
was
this
talking to
dude,
me.
this dude can't catch and made him drop down draft boards. Because, like, let's all admit that part of the reason why he wasn't drafted earlier, and even you who drafted him later, was because of all these reports that the white
The white
stripe not
stripes.
being on the football and he can't see it well. And I'm like, God, if this dude's making excuses like this already, he's going to be mentally solid.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
If
Everybody
the analysts
hates
had
the
come
white
out and
stripes.
said, you remember Justin Jefferson's rookie year? That.
Yeah.
He would have
Oh,
gone,
and-
what, 5th at the latest?
do you remember his last year in college where he was just the best wide receiver?
He was
in
the
Jamar
best
Chase?
player in football.
Yeah,
Chase.
Jamar
Yeah.
Chase.
He was the best player in football. He made Joe Burrow a Heisman winner.
I think
And
he
the
had
number one
just as good of a season that Devontae Smith just had last year. Devontae Smith won the Heisman, and I don't even think Jamar Chase was.
And you don't
In the
watch
running.
college. It was him and Justin Jefferson. Those were your
Same
2 wide
team?
receivers.
Yeah, I think
That must have been
I
a
think
good
Jamar
team.
Chase had 20 touchdowns.
Well,
That
they're a
season.
good team. They win.
They
Oh,
won the
it's
national
the
championship
best.
by
It's
it was
the
a
best.
blowout.
Yeah.
Was it really?
That's the
Yes,
best
yeah.
offensive college football I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
It
even close.
set every single record I think for offense in college
Wow.
football and got Joe Brady a
Burrow-
offensive coordinator job.
Burrow started the season not ranked in Heisman. By like, what, week 5, he was number 1?
Yeah, number
I mean,
one
they
Heisman,
tore
number
it up.
one like running
Should have
away
picked-
with number 1 pick. Should have picked Herbert.
He still looks really good.
Yeah, he does.
He's good.
Oh, no, look, you got to hats off Cincinnati.
So you're going, hold on, you're going Nick Chubb 25?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Plus,
Hold
Can't
on.
pick.
I got to see something real quick.
See
Is
it?
Kadarius Toney playing?
Cleveland shows up for Pittsburgh, man.
I tried-
Even when Cleveland was bad, they showed up for
I tried to
Pittsburgh.
trade for him this week and I was unsuccessful.
Kadarius Toney
I'm
on
trying to trade
track.
for him, too.
What'd you offer?
I offered Alex Collins since Chris
Mhm.
Carson. They don't know if he's coming back. Alex Collins is at least starting running back. Offered that. That didn't happen. Then just kind of spitballing and seeing what he would accept. And I said, "All right, give me Kadarius Toney and Eli Mitchell for DK." And he said, I might do that. And I said, "Oh, well, I don't know if I'll do that." I was just seeing what it would take.
How often do y'all do that? Where like
Well,
you
that's
send
why
a
he didn't accept my trade.
You send a trade to a guy, and it's like, he rejects it. So you send another one, and you swing
Nah,
the
you
pendulum
swing
so
the
much
pendulum.
far over, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
reject that real quick.
Cancel.
Cancel that trade right
I think Kadarius Toney's ceiling is extremely high,
It could, but it's a risk
but it is a risk
because
because.
he's gone off with Shepard and.
But I think he's the
Shepard
best.
is
from
Slate
that
team.
team.
Well, yeah,
and
but it's a
Galladay.
bad offense.
It
too.
is a bad offense.
So
right?
I-
and Saquon.
Galladay's the best receiver on that team, but he's never healthy, so it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's like Christian
See, I
McCaffrey.
offered him Dearness Johnson and Marvin Jones Jr. So in case Chubb got hurt again, he had the running back that would take over the lead, and then the number 1 for Jacksonville.
Should everybody just send their Cleveland Browns to Rams City?
Well, if you
He's
got
got to have
two
half
running backs
Cleveland
and-
Browns, half Green Bay Packers.
I mean, Chubb gets hurt a lot.
And San Francisco.
So, like, to me, I'm not going to cut Dearness Johnson just because there wasn't anyone really to go pick up that I wanted.
He's basically playing the Kareem Hunt role,
Yeah,
possibly.
and, like, we don't know what his role is going to be with Chubb back, and are they really going to try to give Chubb 30 carries when he's coming off injuries? I mean, I think every year he's missed multiple games, right? We always used to kind of talk about Cook being injury prone, but so is Chubb.
Give me Godwin for 2 touchdowns.
Godwin 2 touchdowns.
We trading off this week?
Give me Godwin 2 touchdowns because Lattimore is going to be on Mike Evans, and historically speaking, he has not done well against Lattimore. So I think this could be a Chris Godwin game.
That gun was a lot to write.
You don't have to write all that.
Jay, give me a Miles Gaskin prediction.
Not good.
Good enough?
Good stuff.
I know he's had 2 good weeks. Well, he had one good week, bad week, good week. So by that trend, it should be back to bad week, and he's going against Buffalo. So I'm going to say under prediction. Actually, I think Mitchell is the guy. I think he'll go for 20.
Yeah, I like Mitchell. I wasn't going to say 20, but I'd definitely say 15 plus.
Write it down. Mitchell for 20. 20 plus.
Buffalo.
Yeah, dude, Mitchell. I thought Mitchell looked really good last week until the game got really messy.
Yeah.
Is it 20 plus?
I thought he looked good.
For Mitchell?
And Khalil Mack's out. So
I think they're going
better
to
matchup. Yeah. Better matchup. All right.
With all that being said, I'm going to take Bryan.
I'm going to take Bryan as well.
I'm going to take Bryan as well.
I'm going to go Andrew. Look, man, I got a streak down here. And obviously it's paying off right now.
Yeah, it's just a lot
You
to
just jinxed
overcome that 44-point spread right now.
I do believe it's going to be closer to a week than projections.
Okay. I mean, it could be.
I think it
It's
will.
just
Andrew's got a lot of big play guys this week.
44 is a lot to overcome.
It
But
is.
you never know. That's why we play the game.
Thanks, Coach.
But at least now I understand why he declined my trade so quick. Because if he was
Because
thinking he was
DK's
gonna
on
get
the table.
DK, I would have declined it. as
Donkey
well.
Kong.
It's like when Scorp offered me the one we ended up doing, but I was trying to get Devontae Adams. I was like, dude, good trade. Just chill for a moment.
Yeah, just chill.
I'm not saying that's unfair, but if I got a chance to land this guy, I'm going to do it.
Speaking of wide receivers from Seattle, I've got a Lockett and James Robinson for Debo and Chase Edmonds trade that I sent, and it's been pending for about 6 days now.
And he knows he's seen it.
Yes.
Just thinking.
Just reject
Thank
him.
you, man. Thank you.
It's not you. It's
Oh, yeah,
well,
I've
it's
opened trades before and like said I'm gonna think on it, and then I forget to go back and respond to it.
Yeah, I do that too.
like Michael's the one I told y'all that was pending last. It was I think it's 10 days and it takes it down.
10 days?
10 days.
Jeez,
Me and
man.
Scorp were talking about Dalvin for Saquon, and then both of them got hurt. So we just kind of let it sit there for a while, see what was going to happen. Obviously, it didn't happen.
One of them got hurt, and the other one
One of them stayed hurt.
got hurt and came back.
Came back.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan, fourth matchup.
Fourth matchup, Broach Jordon.
Broach Jordon. We got Team Mike Williams
It's gonna be a good
versus
matchup.
Team WFT. No dot 21 football respect. Red dot, yellow dot, feather flag.
Yay!
All right.
You're getting better at that.
Thank you. Original, I practice in the mirror. Original projection 130 to 124 in
What
favor
about
of Broach. Live projection remains the same for Broach.
Sounds
Drops to
lamb seed.
115.3 for Jordan.
Buffalo Bill.
Jordan had 2 players go on
all
Thursday
horses
night,
season.
both of them being Arizona Cardinal receivers. DeAndre Hopkins, 7.6. A.J. Green, 7.5. A.J. Green could have had a better game if he would have.
So
turned
could
around.
Kyler Murray.
How does a guy who's I don't think he makes the Hall of Fame, but I think he's borderline. How does he not turn around?
Miscommunication.
I don't know.
He was running out of real estate.
I don't
I would
know.
have at least turned around. He was halfway.
It looked like he
to
was
the corner.
blocking though.
Yeah,
Like
That's what
that's
I'm
what
trying
I
to
don't-
do.
That's what I don't
police report put out that post that said that AJ Green announces retirement halfway through his route.
get.
How do you not turn around? I mean, you're a good
I don't.
wide receiver.
I don't know.
and he did. And then when he caught the pass, it was like a 20-yard gain.
Mhm.
He just fell. He could have gotten another 10, 15 yards.
Is he done? You put the fork in him.
I've been done.
DeAndre Hopkins had 2 catches for 66 yards. He had a touchdown that got called back because of a
face mask.
blatant face mask. But that was a pretty wild play because Collar's scrambling and then just, puts his feet in the ground, just launches it.
D-hop somewhere.
Yeah, seriously.
That's what it is.
And the corner completely lost him. DeAndre Hopkins catches it and then face masks the guy for 15 yards for a touchdown. Again, gets called back. And then that was pretty much it. That was like a 50-yard reception, something around those lines, or something along those lines. And then
It was like a
Hopkins
DK game without the touchdown last week.
Kinda, yeah. And then he was in and out of the lineup from that point forward.
Yeah, he's still on the sideline quite a bit.
Yeah. So that is what lowers Jordan's original projection. Still got some good players to go.
Yep, he's got Henry.
Got Derrick Henry. He's got Tom Brady.
You can stop after that.
And if
Okay.
Bill Belichick decides that Mike Williams is the bigger threat, and he tries to shade his coverage to him, Keenan Allen might get loose.
Good.
I don't get it. Everything I'm looking at, Jordan's going to win this week.
Okay, then who are you picking?
Broach.
Okay.
I'm picking.
Are y'all a little surprised that he goes ahead and throws Judy in first game back?
No, I'm not, because I think I know Jerry Jeudy for a lot of the fantasy community was going to be like the big breakout year 2 receiver. I wanted him too.
Yeah.
I thought about trading for him after week 1. Didn't know how long he was going to be out.
Yep.
I thought I had a pretty decent squad at the time. But I do think it is interesting to see that he's starting Jeudy over Robert Wood.
That's what I was kind of getting at. Like, not the talent level. I'm just saying first game back, maybe he isn't full participation yet. And you go ahead and you don't have Woods, and there was even a running back, I feel like.
Antonio Gibson. They're playing.
Actually it was Zach Moss, because I think they could get up big, and Zach Moss could get a touchdown or two. So, I don't know. I don't know who's the running back in Buffalo, but I do know they like Zach Moss in the red zone more.
I think what he might be looking at is there's a little bit less mouths to feed in Denver.
Probably the same amount of mouths to feed, but they're not.
He's more the guy.
Judy. Sutton's been looking really good.
Sutton looks
got a
okay,
lot of
but
Tim Patrick, all except for last week's, looked
No
good.
fan.
Noah Fant.
Two
And
running
they got
backs.
two quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I mean, Cooper Kupp's going to get 90% of the targets.
Then after him, it's Woods, and then Jefferson.
Woods has
Jefferson,
been
Jackson, Tutu Atwell,
Jackson
Higbee.
gone.
Yeah, it's probably Higbee would be.
But I mean, if
I
you
mean,
on the other end of
I
that,
like Robert
Woods
Woods.
has
Yeah,
been
others are-
consistent.
Yeah, outside of really just 1 week, he scored 9.5 plus. He's had 121 point game.
You're putting the floor for Woods at maybe 11.
Yeah, and
And you're talking
he's
about
a
a guy
consistent wide receiver.
who's a number one target. And if anyone's starting to see what's happening in the Rams games, they're going to start shading safeties over. So he's going to get one-on-one matchups. For a guy who's a big play guy, like, I don't know, I would love to have Robert Woods moving forward. Like, I think he's a guy who's going to start benefiting from the Cooper Kupp shade. And, like,
Judy's got to be able to snap count, right?
Woods was my number one wide receiver
Sure,
they
they
drafted
say.
last year.
you get that to him. Let's see what they say.
Not right now.
Be
They said
rested,
may still play.
It's possible they opt to hold him out.
so we don't even know if he's going to play. And if he does,
Just go Woods.
I think he'll end up going Woods.
I like the big play of Judy, and Washington's been horrible defensively this year. Like, I can see what he's kind of thinking, but I think you're a week too early. Like, I would wait.
Make him prove something.
Yeah.
Make him
I
prove
want to
just
see
a
him
little
do
bit.
something.
You got to earn a spot in my lineup. That's what Jake's saying. That's what I would do.
I think we've done that before with other guys coming off injuries. Like,
100%.
I want to wait and see what they're actually going to do.
True, especially when you got a guy on the bench that you can count.
Play.
And it's not like he's missed a couple practices and you don't know if he's going to play. He's been on IR
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
with a broken broken ankle.
I think it was ankle, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
So
Yeah.
if that's the case, he's got a pin in there too. In Denver,
Yeah, it was.
I don't think he broke his ankle. I think it was a sprain.
I don't like
you get it.
Gesicki's projection of 8.1.
you do not
No, heck
because
no,
you like Tua.
I like Tua. Tua likes Gesicki.
Yeah.
Even though they're playing Buffalo.
See, I don't know what Buffalo does against tight ends. What
to
did they do to Kelsey? I'll look it up.
Yeah, you look it up. I got too many moving parts. While you're doing that, DJ Moore, Jake, what do you think? 13.6
Against Atlanta,
Yep.
who's been awful.
Doo-doo.
Man, I don't know. Like I'd probably say the matchup's favorable. Darnold looks like
Doo-doo.
he's seeing ghosts
Doo-doo.
again. So I'll say over just because of the matchup, but I don't know. That's tough.
Remember when Darnold was
3 weeks ago,
You remember when we're playing Call of Duty and we're talking about that stretch of games coming up?
Yeah.
The only game we could see him losing was Philly.
nice. Suck again?
You remember when Sam Darnold led the league in rushing touchdowns? That was fun.
Yeah, Darnold looks like Jets Darnold.
I want to be week 3 again. Did Adam Gase buy an apartment in Charlotte?
Possible. It's first time he spoke Spanish on the podcast.
I don't think so.
No.
First time.
I don't think so.
So against Buffalo,
No.
Kelsey on 10 targets had 6 receptions, 57 yards, and a touchdown.
What are we talking about Kelsey for?
He likes talking about his team.
In comparison to Gesicki and how Buffalo does against good tight ends. So
I still like Gesicki.
All right, who was
I'm
the
gonna
highest
say-
scoring quarterback from last year?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I do like Gesicki for more than 8. Definitely.
I got Gesicki around 8.
Okay, well, I don't care what you think.
Yeah, when you better.
Well, I wrote down what JT thinks.
And didn't write down what you think. You know why?
Say Bryan says stupid.
Brian says stupid. Is that
Brian
bold? Not bold
says
enough.
JT.
You've said much worse. Much worse.
Are you saying I'm a bad friend?
No, what? How did you? I don't. What? I didn't. That's not what I said.
Huh.
I just said you said much worse.
Huh.
Yeah, that's true. Then
Prove
Brian
it.
said stupid. Be bold. Brian said.
Going to the moon with Bezos.
I think Cousins puts up 30.
Cousins look good this year.
Yeah, he had a 2-game rough stretch against Cleveland and Detroit.
2 games he
Detroit's
should have
kinda
gone off on, but look at like when he goes against good opponents.
Yeah, Cincinnati, Arizona, Seattle was good at that time. Carolina.
So I mean, that was supposed to be a good defense he was facing that week. I mean, he literally made Carolina's defense fall
Apparently,
down.
Carolina's only allowed 7 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns this year.
I don't know. You can tell me anything. I believe you.
Sam Darnold's allowed more than the defense, and not that much.
That's true.
Oh, how the tides have turned.
Oh, wow, the turntables.
Second time we've said that today.
All right, so who y'all taking in this matchup?
I've already given mine.
Taking Broach?
No, I'm taking Jordan.
Taking Jordon? Taking Broach? Give me Broach.
Give me Jordan. He'll figure out a way.
All right,
Oh,
so
little 50-50
even split. 2-2.
Nice.
2-2.
Nice.
So who took Jordan? So it's me, Brian.
Brian. What we got next, Ryan?
Mock Dub, Scorp versus Rightmyer.
But the
Brian, you know what we do on matchup of the week?
It's Mock Dub.
we pick a team.
We do. What else do we do?
We talk about the team.
We even talk about the players on the teams.
And how do we do it?
Verbally.
Position by position.
That's what we thought
We
it
should
was.
just write it down. On a
Give me
piece of
score.
That was funny, dude. Oh my god. All right, so Scorpion King is original and live projection sitting at 130.1. Rightmyer original projection 131, live projection 139.
Go pick up on the cob.
Yeah,
You know
good
what I mean?
pick up on the Cobb. He had 2 players go, both from Green Bay, Aaron Jones and Randall Cobb. Both of them exceeded their projection, 20.5 for Aaron
Yes.
Jones, 15 for
Yes.
Randall Cobb, both of them finding the end zone.
Yes.
All right, so let's go position by position.
Ready? There's a train coming.
Joe Burrow versus Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott
Joe
is
Burrow.
listed as questionable,
Ooh.
and
Ooh.
the update here says it will be a game time decision.
I think they'll be conservative with him if he does play. I said the running backs in that game are the ones to watch: Dalvin, Zeke, and Pollard. So I'm gonna take Joe Burrow because he's going off right now.
Burrow,
I think it's going to be Burrow versus Wentz because I think Scorp might have to start Wentz because he plays at 1 because Prescott's got the Sunday night game. So
true.
If he doesn't play
Ooh,
on Sunday night, who's the Monday night game? That's the only chance he has to pivot because somebody's already got Cousins.
All right, well let's.
Or
all right,
Cooper Rush, I guess, would be the backup.
if Dak plays,
I'm still taking Burrow. They're playing
Brian?
the Jets.
Dak plays.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Burrow, but it's gonna be close.
Dak plays, and we'll go Dak. But
If Dak
Yes.
plays,
Yes.
yeah, if Dak plays, and we'll go Dak. But if he doesn't, then I'm
Kansas
going
City Giants. So I guess he could pick up Daniel Jones. That's the Monday night game. Sorry.
Burrow. Jones would be interesting. But if he goes Wentz, Burrow, or if he went Daniel Jones, Burrow, I'd take Burrow. If Dak plays, I take that.
I'm taking Burrow over all three.
Okay. All right. Wide receiver group. For Scorp, we got Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Johnson. For Rightmyer, we got Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, and Randall Cobb's 15. That's a tough one. Again, that kind of hinges on Dak playing with CeeDee Lamb, I'd imagine.
I'm taking Scorp on those.
Yeah, I'm going to take Scorp just because there's more certainty there. But Randall Cobb putting up 15, that definitely helps against Scorp's stacked receivers.
It does.
But, I mean, Rightmyer's receivers ain't no joke either.
And Emmanuel Sanders has been playing pretty well for the Buffalo, so they're not hyper-targeting Stephon Diggs like they did last year.
That's true. It's a good point.
I mean, last year it was Diggs and Beasley. This year it's Diggs, Sanders, then Beasley. So, I mean,
and Dawson Knox when he plays.
Well, he's on IR right now.
When he plays.
Love some Dawson Knox.
He could be.
Did you know Dawson Knox never had a receiving touchdown in college?
What? He had a rushing touchdown?
Didn't have a touchdown in college.
Did he play college football?
He did.
Okay.
You just got me.
There you go.
You got Jake.
Where'd he go to college?
At a university.
Florida State?
Maybe? I don't know. I have no clue.
I don't know. That's what
I have no clue.
Jake,
all right, so you said taking Scorp's receivers?
Yeah, I'm going
Scorp's receivers.
Scorp.
I'll take Scorp as well. Running backs, Aaron Jones putting up 20 for Rightmyer. Also has James Robinson versus Dalvin Cook and Najee Harris for Scorp.
Here's what's sad about it. 20 for Jones, fantastic. But it might just make it a little bit closer against Cook.
Najee Harris, I think, is the one that kind of swings this for me.
Yeah.
Because I think Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook could be potentially a wash. I mean, if Dalvin Cook gets close to his projection, then, again, that's pretty much a wash. And the projection is similar with James Robinson and Najee Harris, no doubt. But I like Najee's receiving ability.
Yeah, I'm going to take Scorp.
I'm going to take Scorp on running backs, too. I give the edge to Najee Harris.
I'm taking Rightmyer.
Okay. Bryan?
The thing is, Robinson's, since his attempts went up, it's been really, really good.
So I think Dalvin
Robinson has been good, no
so
doubt.
The way you should look at it, if Dalvin washes Jones, who do you take between Harris and Robinson?
Well, Bryan just brings up a good point. I just looked at James Robinson over his last 4 games, 22, 20, 21, 17. That's tough. Najee Harris passed
21,
4 games.
21, 18, 21.
Can we just say big old wash?
A wash?
Yeah.
A wash. Washing it up. I mean, we're both just struggling.
It could definitely.
Whoa.
Bryan can talk about Cook washing Jones, but I can't talk about straddling a fence? What in the world is this coming to?
Easy, right?
I'm keeping my mouth shut on that one.
I give the
So
slight.
you have more respect for this league than that.
I give the slight.
I don't have respect. I've got pride. There's a difference.
I'll give the
I don't respect
slight edge.
How slight? Do you like to
Like a razor's edge? Like Occam's razor?
You look like a certain young
He
female.
just had a seizure in his face.
Oh man, I give the slight edge to Scorp, but that definitely could be a wash.
Yeah, I got to go score just on Dalvin.
Dalvin.
Realistically, when it comes down to it, I mean, Dalvin's got that
It factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so tight ends, we've got Dallas Goedert for Scorp and Gronk for Rightmyer. Gronk is questionable. From what I heard, it is a pain tolerance issue. If he can play, then he will play.
Didn't he want to play like right after he got hurt?
Yeah, he got hurt and came back in, and then ended up missing the past 4 games. Yeah,
something like that.
But started off the season with 4 touchdowns in his first 2. So, I mean, he's been good when he plays. So, we'll see. And again, Mike Evans looks like he's going to draw Lattimore. So, I'm
just hoping Gronk coming back doesn't take away some of the goal line carries Leonard Fournette's been getting.
True.
Because him and Brady in the red zone is almost unstoppable.
Yeah. I'm going to take Goedert just because I know he's playing.
Yeah,
Gronk, I don't know.
I'm taking Goedert.
Okay.
Just because Gronk's so touchdown dependent. I think Goedert's more reliable with targets and yards than Gronk coming back. Don't know his usage. I think Ryan did bring up a good point with the emergence of a running game in the red zone. it eliminates is the
Doesn't have to
the
lean
tar-
on God.
I mean, even then,
God
man,
as much.
like he's even found more of the rhythm with Evans and
Godwin and
yeah.
Brown. Yeah.
So I think all that has to be considered within kind of like predicting that one. So yeah, go to
This is what 2 weeks removed now from the Ertz trade, so Goddard's been the number one for Jalen.
I'm telling you, Dallas
Practice
Philly might
now.
be a like sneaky fantasy day there because both of them are playing for like
Who's this?
coaches job. Philly and Detroit.
Philly and Detroit. Okay.
Like they're trying to keep their coaches' jobs. They're trying to.
I don't know if Philly's
Yeah.
really trying to keep their coach's
Yeah, I don't
job.
think they
He might be
like
coaching
it.
for his job, but do they really like him?
Well, I mean, what
Dan
about-
Campbell seems like he's doing a good job in Detroit. They
Let's
just
talk
can't-
about then what you said earlier about the fantasy quarterback for them.
They might make a change to Jalen.
I know,
don't
but that's what I'm
Just-
saying.
Just to mix it up.
If we're saying Jalen Hurts is playing for his job, I mean, I think he's going to have to throw the ball a lot, making Goddard valuable again.
God almighty, son.
Took my boy's head off.
Mike's fighting my boy's head off.
Something nice was coming right at me.
Flex
Yeah.
matchup. We got Daryl Henderson Jr.
Used to that. Take up the
versus
octa.
T. Higgins.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
And it's still going to
This is your difference in the week.
And it's still Henderson.
Yeah, I'll take Henderson here.
Yep. That's going to be your
Against
that's gonna be your
Houston, he's
difference
going to
maker.
he'll go for over
It could be
20.
a really big game.
That's why I said I think Stafford's under his projection because I think Henderson's going to have himself a big old game into Houston.
All right. Then defensive wise, we've got
Bold
empty,
strategy.
but he's got Dallas on his bench.
Yeah, he's going to
Was
be
he
who
doing
was
just
that?
trying to Michael Smith us?
I'm not quite sure. So either way, I'm going to take. I'm taking Rightmyer on defense. He's got the Rams defense against Houston. It's a good matchup.
Captain
Executive
Mills,
14.
is he playing or is it Tyrod?
I do not know. But either way, I'm going to take LA Rams. Doesn't matter if he leaves it empty or puts in Dallas. I like the Rams defense.
I like that you like
Any objections?
Nope.
None.
All right. So who are we taking in matchup of the week? Scorpion King versus
I'll go first.
Rightmyer. Go ahead.
Scorp. If Dak plays, it's Scorp. I think pretty easily.
God almighty.
I agree. If Dak plays, I'm going Scorpion.
That's right.
Give me Scorp.
Give me the Rightmyer.
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 He's going to have to get off the schneid sometime, and I think it's going to be
I mean,
this
he's
week.
got
An
a.
alcoholic.
He was off to a good start.
That's the wagon.
And nobody circles the wagon like the
Buffalo
Buffalo Bills.
That's the third time we said that this podcast.
You can thank us later, Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Rightmyer's off to a good
turntables.
start, but yeah, I'm taking Scorp. Brian.
Andrew.
Ransdale winning a matchup against Rightmyer. Don't know how that happened.
All right.
Well, there's going to be some separation on the old picks standings, I think.
Are there? Look, I got
There's sweeps? Or do we one sweep?
Oh, we had two
Three.
sweeps.
Two sweeps.
2 sweeps, 3 splits.
3 splits.
All right, Tim. All right, Tim.
Any closing thoughts?
When's this if and when does the standings really start to separate themselves?
They haven't already.
Not really,
You
no.
basically got one got 6-1, one got 1-6, and then everybody else is. Actually, I guess 1 and 2, 8 and or 1 and 2, 9 and 10, and then it's.
Well, 8, 9, and 10, because me and Ramsey are tied for.
Oh, okay, I'm not looking at the standings.
Yeah, me and Ramsey are both at 2 and 5. Rightmyer's at 1 and 6, and then at the top of the standings you got Victim of the System 61, Scorpion.
I mean,
King,
3rd
5.
and 7th are only separated by a game.
Right. So I could see the standings starting to split here in probably 2 weeks
So after the first snow game.
after the first snow game. Yeah.
Happening next week.
If we look at the
Yep.
current projections, it has all right. So current projections: Bryan at 1, Scorp at 2, Broach at 3, Jake at 4, Mikkel at 5, Ryan at 6. WFT, no dot 21 football, respect, red dot, yellow dot, feather flag at 7, Colder personality at 8, Ransdiddy. Rightmyer at 9, Ransdiddy at 10. So it doesn't really change that much.
Does anyone catch Bryan at the top of the league?
Scorp could, Jake, I think you could.
Jordan will figure out a way to do it. It's regular season.
That's true.
It is kind of his calling.
It is. That's his thing.
Brian would have to.
Well, we got some big matchups next week.
Do we haven't looked?
Yeah, next week's a key week.
Next week. Ooh.
I don't like that.
Ooh, next week is going to be a big week. Oh my gosh, next week's going to be a big week.
Yeah.
So you guys better tune in.
Because if you don't, nobody will.
Let's do a live episode and call everybody.
Okay.
No?
Sure.
No?
I'll let you set that up.
It's way out of my pay.
Well, you don't get paid, so
Well, it's still way out of my pay grade.
I don't get paid either. I don't know. None of us get paid. We do it because we love fantasy football and we love this league.
I'm getting paid.
All right. Well, that's what we got. We will see you guys next week for a big matchup preview and a little week 8 matchup review.
And waiver wire wrap up.